Okay, so I just watched this video from Casey Neistat. And if you don't know who that is, this is the future. He's a really big deal back here in 2017. He's a movie producer. He's a big deal on YouTube. Don't know how many followers he has. It's a lot. But the point is, I just watched A Draw My Life by him. He made it a couple years ago. And it really made me realize that people who do well are people who have a dream. And they follow that dream. And they do something with that dream. And I'm at a spot in my life right now where I don't have a dream that I'm following. I feel like back when I'm at Penn State right now, and I'm taking a semester off. I'm in my grandfather's garage, and I'm living here, and I just feel like I'm finding a new major for myself, and I'm looking at architecture, and I'm looking at English. I was doing aerospace engineering, and I thought that was my dream, but at the whole time I was watching YouTube videos, and I was thinking, man, what a great life it would be on YouTube. And I'm watching people like the Vlog Brothers, whatever their name are, the Green Brothers, John Green and Hank Green, watching their series Crash Course, and I love what they do on Crash Course. I love watching Michael Stevens and watching Vsauce and all of the Vsauces. I'm subscribed to every Vsauce, and I love Michael the most because Michael is like me. He's very charismatic, and I feel like he came from an acting background, but then he can speak eloquently and get his point across in a way that I understand. And I realized that I think that's what I want to do. So I'm making this video for some reason, in case I'm ever looking back and I'm like, man, I wish I hadn't been so stressed about my life, and my life turns out great, which I hear it usually does. It usually is the point, you get to the point where you look back at it and you're like, wow, when I was 20 years old, living in my grandfather's guest room, working as a waiter at Rope Wall Cushion City all summer and all fall because you're sort of dropping out of school, but then deciding, no, I'm not dropping out of school. I'm going back and trying architecture. And that was worse. I just burped. But I don't know. The point here is I feel like I need to follow a dream. I feel like I need to, and I put a lot of thought into it. Well, I put like 3 minutes of thought in it, but it only really took 3 minutes because, I knew what it was. I want to try YouTube, and I'm gonna continue with college. That's the first deal. I feel like, not that if by some chance I'm ever a person whose voice means something to people when they watch me, I think the important thing is to say is that continue with school, but try and find something in school that matters to you. If you can follow your dream through college, that's so much better than following it outside of college, because college is it opens so many doors for you, and that's truly how I feel. There's nobody telling me to say that. There's just me, and gosh, I'm just rambling on about this to nobody. There's nobody on the other end of this. It's just me. It's just Josh. And okay, so this is just my video diary. I'm just talking. And what was I saying? Dreams. Follow a dream, and I think I've made the decision for myself. After this has been, I watched Markiplier's video, and Markiplier's story is very similar to mine, pointing to myself, he majored in, I believe it was mechanical engineering, up until the point where I think he wasn't doing as well, or YouTube took off. I can't remember which. But I brought up YouTube to my mom this summer, and she looked at me like, okay, yeah, that's great, but it's not a job. And I tried to convince her that, no, Mom, it is a job. People do it all the time. And people do it for jobs, and people do it for money, and they do it because they love it, and they do it because they're good at it. And I always said I don't want to be a teacher. I don't want to be a high school teacher, only because I feel like that puts me in a box. Like, I feel like I can only touch 30 kids at a time. And, that doesn't sound right. I can only reach. That's a better. Don't say touch, say reach. I can only reach 30 kids at a time that way. or 30 people, even people, I don't care if it's kids, I don't care if it's 92-year-old Navy veterans that are watching me from an old folks home and realizing that they wish they'd followed. It's just, I like the sound of my own voice, and I like talking. I like having people want to hear me talk, and I like talking about things that are interesting, like space and SpaceX and how the Falcon 9 just landed upright after traveling out of the atmosphere 60,000 meters, 60,000 kilometers. Yeah. Or something, I don't know. I'm doing it from Kerbal Space Program. But I want to follow a dream. I want to follow a dream, and I feel like that's important. So I go home on the 31st of October. I'm going to binge watch Stranger Things, first of all. That's my first business. I'm going to, no. When does Punisher come out? I'm going to binge watch Stranger Things. It can't be avoided. I have to do it. I'm going to watch Blamreve react to it. I'm going to do everything in my power to watch Stranger Things. But then after that, I'm going to work on my architecture portfolio, probably, if that's something that sounds like a good idea. And then I'm going to start my channel, and this is going to be the first video I post. If it gets an audience, then that's great. If it doesn't, so what? I won't post this and then wait. I'm going to post this, and then I'm going to start making videos. I'm going to start making videos about things that are interesting to me. The idea I've always had for my channel is that I would like to have a channel where it really is based on viewer questions. I really want to answer the questions. Like, okay, I'm no Neil deGrasse Tyson. I'm no Bill Nye. God, I can't think of Bill Nye. I'm no Bill Nye Saves the World. I'm none of that. But I am a kid who I feel like I have a good understanding of a lot of things, and I have a good sense of how to describe it to people who don't usually understand it. That's really been something I've struggled with. Struggled with? No, I got distracted. That's really been something I excelled with for my whole life. I mean, whether it's explaining how to four-step, is that what it's called? The acting, what's it called? I can't even remember. Gosh, that's not a good example then. Explaining that why the Earth doesn't. My grandfather Jordan Storlazzi, Joseph Jordan Storlazzi, probably my mentor, probably my favorite person to have ever existed besides my father, my mother, my sister. It's just he and I, we get each other. His question was always, why is the Earth not falling? How is the Earth just suspended? And I loved explaining to him. I explained it to him multiple times because he didn't remember my explanation the first time because he was old. But it allowed me to get a better explanation. Every time it took less time for me to have him understand. And the next time he asked, I'd be ready. And I'd have a quicker explanation. And I think we got this thing down to like 2 minutes where he was like, oh, okay. So, I'm going to stop this video now, and I'm going to go on to a new video where I'm just talking about ideas. So this is me, Josh Arrow, in my grandfather's garage in Ocean City, Maryland, after my summer turned into fall, turned into however long of being in this godforsaken place, working in this job where I'm going nowhere. So, alright, I'm going to end this video, and I'm going to go on to the next one. Alright. Hope this works out.